What's going on, everybody? Let's give a couple of minutes for some more people to get online and watch this video. It's a very important video that I have. So just give it like another minute before I get started. And we're going to talk about how to get kids to go to class when they don't want a class. I'm just going to give you a personal experience that I had. So we'll just give guys like another maybe 30 seconds. Let's do some music while we get that going. Hi Gary, Larissa, what's going on? How we doing? So another 20 seconds and then we'll get started. Gotta get yourself in the mood, right? All right. So here we go. Here's one of the questions that we have for one of the parents is how to get their kid to come to class. Okay, so let's talk about really importantly, what is the importance of education? What is the importance of learning how to swim, and what is the importance of self-defense? So one of my really good friends, Grandmaster Francisco Mansour, he's a red belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And for those who don't know much about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a red belt, it's like you're like Bruce Lee, pretty much. All right, a red belt, you have to be basic age 67 to get a red belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So it's a lifelong of martial arts. So one of my good friends, Grandmaster Francisco Mansour, he's a red belt, which means he's one of very few people. He's one of 6 black belts outside of the Gracie family, right? And then on top of that, he created the rules for the IBJJF, or one of the rules for the the tournaments that's out there now. And he's definitely a great inspiration to me. I've known him for a long time, since he first came to the United States. And what he told me was, there's something that's really important for everyone should know. All of your kids need to know the following things. They need to be educated. They need to know how to swim, and they need self-defense. So these things right here, you cannot negotiate these things with your kids because they're so important. Why should they know how to educate themselves? They need to know how to read, right? If they want to get a career, if they want to get a job, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to be their own boss, they should know how to read. Like that, they can self-educate themselves. I try to do the best I can. I do a lot of self-education. I travel all around the United States. I do seminars. I'm reading. I'm doing audiobooks. Whatever I can do to make myself better so I could pass that experience on to my kids and pass that experience on to my students. Something else that's really important is swimming. You have to know how to swim. God forbid something happens. You're in a boat. The boat sinks, you know how to swim, it's a lifesaver. Someone falls in the water, one of your family members, you can jump in there, you can save them. Learning how to swim is important. Also non-negotiable with my kids. Next thing is self-defense. Self-defense, not negotiable. Okay, you need to know how to do self-defense. You need to know how to defend yourself, God forbid something happens. I'll tell you a little story about my daughter. So my daughter, Sandy, she's 15 years old. All right, I've been doing martial arts for a long time. When she was about 4, was going to be around the time she needed to start training. She didn't want to come to class. She's been around jiu-jitsu so much, put on a gi at like 2 years old. She did not want to train. I was heartbroken. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to force her. Even though it was always good at getting everybody else to train, I don't want to force her. I don't want to be that parent. And then one time I went to a seminar, they said, you know what if your kid comes home from school and they say, listen, I don't want to go to school anymore. Now what do you do? Oh, it's okay, buddy, you don't have to go to school. It's okay, honey, you don't have to go to school. No, you're still going to make him go to school, right? So I do believe that we have the power to influence. There's different ways you can influence. I'm going to give you what worked for me, and then I could tell you what the result of that was. And then you could decide if That's what you want to do with your children. I think it's really important. There's certain things we have to force our kids to do. How we force them, it's not, you're not going to grab them by their neck and drag them to class, but I can tell you what I did with Sandy. So I went to this seminar, and in the seminar they told me the importance of you have to get kids to do the things that you know it's good for them. You know that they need, these are life skills. God forbid something happens, they get attacked, someone tries to take them away. They need to know how to do self-defense. So what did I do with Sandy? Sandy did not want to train. 4 years old, she was crying. It was a Wednesday, so I said, Sandy, either you go to class or you go home and you go to sleep. This is a Wednesday. Guess what she chose? Actually, I'm sorry, it was a Monday. I'll go home and go to sleep. 4 years old. She didn't want to do class. She went home. She, whatever, she came home from school. That's it. She went to sleep. Come Wednesday, Sandy, you want to go to class? So like that you can have fun at home? No. Okay, Sandy, go home, go to sleep. Saturday, she had a party with her friends. You want to go to class? No, Sandy, you don't go to class. You can't go to the party. Guess what she missed? She missed the party. Monday the following week, she tried class. Loved it. She tried class. She absolutely loved it. She was 4 years old. We are, 11 years later? She does martial arts. She does track and field. She does ROTC. And she's tried even softball. And the thing is this, is that we have to get kids to do things that we know that's good for them. We cannot, a lot of parents worry too much about becoming their child's friend. You are not their friend, you're their parent. Now, don't get it twisted. I have an amazing relationship with my daughter. She's 15 years old. She still wants to hang out with me all the time. I am so blessed. So blessed. Usually, people tell me 12, 13, they get a little crazy. Yeah, my daughter got a little crazy, but she always wants to hang out with me. She wants me to take her to school. So I have the most amazing relationship with her. But I also expose her to as many things as possible. I try to be truthful with her. I try to give her advice. If I see kids acting like I don't want her to act, I'll point it out to her. But it's super duper important. If she tried baseball, didn't like baseball, I said, you know what? You have to finish. You got to do it. You got to finish the year. I went ahead, I bought you a bat, and I bought you all this crazy stuff. When I did baseball, I didn't have all those things, right? So my daughter had baseball. Obviously, I'm doing a little bit better than my parents are doing. Man, I bought this girl everything. I bought her practice gloves and swinging bats and all types of the best glove I could possibly get her. But it's important to teach them not to quit. Okay, in your martial arts career, you're going to want to quit. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to do that you're going to want to quit. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to quit. I can't tell you how many times there was times that I didn't even want to run a school anymore. Because there's so many things that you have to look at. But if you teach your kids early that it's okay to quit, then guess what? What are you training your kids to do? I know what I want my kids to do. I take my kids to seminars. I make them read books. Like, I take them to business seminars. I take them to be around positive people, because I think to myself, who do I want my kids to be associated around? It makes a huge difference who your friends are. Growing up, I wasn't the best kid, the best example of what a martial artist should be. At a young age, I got into a little bit of trouble. You know what I mean? I didn't make the best decisions. As I got older, I started to change my friends. That made a huge difference. Okay, I'm very blessed to come from what I came from. I didn't come from much, but for me, that's a blessing, because I look at things and I appreciate things what I have. I appreciate what I've gone through, and I appreciate what sacrifices a lot of people have done to help me in the process also. And that's why I try to do the best I can to help other people out. It is super duper duper important. Your kids need to know how to swim. Kids need to know how to defend themselves. Your kids need to be educated. Now, everyone has a different way of how to educate their kids. I like them to read books. Okay, I like to sit down and talk to them. I like to put them around people that are, I take my daughters, I put them around my own mentors. I want to expose her. I talk to her about different ideas I have. Why I did this, why I did that. I talk to her sometimes about the mistakes I've made. Now, don't get it twisted. She's going to make her own mistakes. I'm sure she is. But the more that I educate her, the better I give her, the less mistakes hopefully that she'll make. So it's super duper important that with your kids, you have to make sure that you're guiding them. Don't try to be their friend. You have to be a parent to your kids. And sometimes it's going to be them not being happy with you. But you have to look at the end result. I look at my daughter now. Everybody wants her to babysit. She babysits. She could watch a whole group of class. She does ROTC. She loves the ROTC. Again, she's doing the Air Force ROTC. She loves it. She's learning the discipline of it. She's working on becoming a leader. And there's so many amazing things that my daughter's done at a young age of 15. She's an amazing competitor. She's done wrestling. There was one year she went 10-1 in wrestling. And most of those matches were against boys. So why? Why do you think that is? There's times where she had to get her uniform ready for ROTC. She went to sleep at 4:30 in the morning and then woke up at 6:30 in the morning to go to class. You think I was that parent to tell her, listen, honey, you didn't get enough sleep, don't go to school? No. It took you that long, that's on you. You still got to go to school. How many times us as parents go to work when we don't want to go to work or we're tired? I can remember other jobs I had in the past where I didn't want to go to work. But I had to. Times where I was sick and I had to go to work. So it's super important. I want to leave you guys with this. It's super duper important. You have to think about how your kids what can they become? What can you do now to avoid things from happening in the future? That's what I want to leave you guys with. So thank you guys. Thank you for all the likes. Share this with your friends. If you think it could inspire someone, it can help them, and give them some advice. I'm here for you guys. I'll be here every Tuesday at 7:45 a.m. Going over different topics. And again, I'm very blessed to do what I do. I love what I do. I love sharing. I love helping people. And again, guys, please do the best you can with your kids. I wish you guys all the luck, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching this video, and talk to you guys soon.